This AroundWellington.com NewsSpot has been brought to you by The Wellness Experience, which offers traditional and high-tech chiropractic care to help reduce pain, improve your quality of life, and increase performance. They also offer acupuncture, massage, cold laser therapy, nutrition counseling, and fitness training. Call 561-333-5351.
Call today, feel better today.
Along with friendship and a robust social life, Wycliffe Golf and Country Club offers 2 beautifully maintained golf courses and 16 hard-true tennis courts. Our residents enjoy a fun, healthy lifestyle, including fine dining, fitness and wellness, a spa, plus activities galore. Call 561-964-9200 today.
So the story behind us co-founding the Great Charity Challenge was right after the Great Recession, when the financial crisis hit. We were watching a news story and it showed how many grassroots local organizations were losing a lot of funding because a lot of families kept donating to the staple organizations that had national coverage with accessibility and great marketing, but it was the little ones who were closing their doors, and they have great missions, doing great things right here in our community. And so together we brainstormed, and he really empowered us to be able to pull off this event. Very in his fashion, think of an idea and don't do it in a year or two, do it in 3 weeks. So the first year it took us what?
3 weeks.
3 weeks, and we raised $560,000 in our first year. And we knew that was the start of something great, because it's unlike other events that are galas where you don't really have all of the charities represented. So here it's really great because all of the charities come out, everyone's rooting for each other, and it's just a really fun event. And our theme is Giving Inspires Giving, and it really holds true because everyone just gets so excited by the energy that they want to give more, and they just get so excited, and it doesn't matter who wins because all of the organizations do such powerful and impactful things for our community.
The event has grown, as Paige mentioned. The first year we raised $560,000 in a very short period of time. The next year we got to the $1 million mark, and we've been there ever since. Our highest time was, I think, in 2014. We raised $2.2 million and have raised anywhere from $1.5 to $1.7 million every year. And this year brings us to $10.7 million. We've affected over 200 charities, and I would say tens of thousands of lives. And some of these charities have great bases of both support and families in their communities, and so it's been a really rewarding event for all the people in the equestrian community as well as the community at large. And I think the spirit of community is most interesting. I mean, I think that this event more than others is, as Paige said, giving inspires giving. We've been able to really connect a lot of the riders who have to use some horses that they could use for competition. They don't get any money out of it, and so everyone here is here because they want to be here, and it's become very, very competitive. And what my favorite element is, everyone wants to win because they want to help the charity they've been assigned to. So that's sort of an interesting dynamic that people really get to learn about the charity, and a lot of the riders will visit the charities, and it really builds a connection point that you don't really see in many environments around many charities. And I think that the fact that you don't have to dress up, you don't have to do anything elaborate, you really just come and enjoy yourself with your family.
Like he said, it's just a really fun family event. Everyone has a blast. There are so many different things. You don't have to know anything about horses. It's great for families to come watch, an introduction to the horse sport. And another really cool element that I love about the Great Charity Challenge is all of the charities and organizations talk to each other. So they help each other out, and they give each other ideas how to market and things like that. So it's really a whole new tool set for them, which is really incredible. And everyone wins, like my dad said. So this year we picked animated characters because we want to pick a theme, first of all, that a lot of people can get into. There are a lot of different costumes, so we don't have a lot of repeats, but the most important aspect of picking the theme is tying it back to the message that we're trying to send. So this year with animated characters, we want to spread the theme of you can imagine a better future. Whatever you can imagine, you can execute and make possible to make the world a better place.
Yeah. And in previous years, last year we did fairy tale characters, and then 3 years ago we did superheroes. And the superheroes theme was great because as much as the riders were dressed as superheroes, the real superheroes are the executive directors of the 36 charities who give so much of their lives and their time and have great passion for their missions. And we've been able to be inspired by that. And I think this event is one that I hope will be our best legacy, both as a family and as a partnership. And I think the community, appreciates it and has seen the impact of those contributions. I think our fundamental vision is that equestrian sport should be presented to the masses, and we've now are in a position where the four fundamental pillars, hunters, jumpers, dressage, and polo, are now coordinated within that one entity. So what's happening is there's a lot of cross fertilization between the different competitors, and we're starting to see spectators start going to different events. And I think in general, that the economic impact of the equestrian industry, our four events, is well over $200 million annually. We generate 150,000 bed nights. So, the number of jobs that are created are in the thousands. So I think in many ways, now that we can coordinate it all, I think it can actually evolve in a much more significant fashion versus, a little bit of internal sort of conflict and competition between, presenting each of these products independently. We thank the community for coming out and supporting our events and supporting this charity challenge. It's, again, I think a great event, and hopefully we'll just continue to grow and inspire others to give and create a vehicle to support the community.
That's a really good question. So my role is multifaceted, to say the least. I actually interact directly with all the sponsors, so I do the fundraising side, but I'm also the one that takes in every single application from all the Palm Beach County charities that apply. We had 400 applications this past year, and from there I basically review every single nonprofit to make sure that the funds that they're requiring are going to go to the right place. Once they're approved, we put them in a pool of ping pong balls, as you may have seen, and literally randomly draw them from there. And everyone always thinks that this is my big grand finale, but this is where my job starts. After this, I literally do a lot of grant writing. So I get to handle everything from the sponsor relations to the charities to the event side of it. I'm very, very lucky to get to interact with all of them. I actually truly love working with the sponsors. We're very blessed in the equestrian industry. I get to work with the most amazing people. They have the means to make a difference, but they also truly believe in doing good. So it's just extremely inspiring. I actually love working with the charities post-event. As part of their requirements, they have to turn in what we call a fund use report, which tells us exactly where the funds are going to go to work. And I go and visit a lot of them myself. So seeing them at work and so passionate is absolutely amazing. You meet the most dedicated and inspiring people, and everybody is they really believe in their mission. So being able to see them at work really puts things in perspective and makes the whole event worth it. So we actually have a sliding scale. We fundraise $1.5 million a year, and we have a sliding scale with first place being $150,000 and last place taking home a minimum guaranteed of $15,000, which means nobody's a loser. First place, basically, it's the fastest round with no jump penalties. So it's a relay jumps competition, basically, and they race whoever's the fastest wins the most money. So last year in 2016, the George Snow Scholarship Foundation won first place, and as their team of riders was coming into the ring, the charity stopped them and said, listen, we just got a phone call from a funder. If we bring in at least $100,000 tonight with you competing on our behalf, he's going to match that with a $100,000 grant. And so the riders were absolutely just starstruck at the idea that they could make that big of an impact, and they went in. It was downpouring. They were absolutely amazing, and they won. And that charity ended up getting $250,000 that night for scholarships for kids. So it was an absolutely amazing evening.
And so impressed with what this organization does that I have 2 jobs, but I still make time to volunteer at this organization because that's how important it is. So I don't want to misquote them or say something incorrectly, so their representatives could speak to it so much better than I can, but I know that they really are invested in their SMART program, exposing the children to the arts, and their reading initiative is 2 things that are very important to them.
Do they know they won?
I've been texting them, but I haven't heard anything back, and my phone is in my purse, but they are going to go wild right now.
Their auctions and events are a big fundraiser for the year.
And they had asked us to do that, but because we had the little one, we said we couldn't. So they said, well, why don't you come here? So that's how this all happened. And now I feel on the spot and I'm going to yell at them, but it's all for good choice. Good cause.
My name is Sarah Armada, and the charity is Urban Youth Impact, and once a week I volunteer and I teach the little ones ballet every Friday. Urban Youth has many programs. One of the things that they have is their Leadership Academy, which youngsters get to come to after school, and they get to participate in reading support and the arts. It's been around as long as I've been in Florida. It's been 8 years, but I believe that they're celebrating their 20th anniversary this year. Oh my goodness, my best friend is one of the directors of their Leadership Academy, and so this was kind of a favor to her to be here, and she's freaking out. So I cannot wait to actually call her and tell her this is going to mean so much to them. They do so much for a very needy community, and they're going to just provide so much exposure to these students, and it's all about not just giving to them one time, but empowering them and equipping them so that they can be valuable members of the community.
Getting us underway is the character of Florida, played out here by Elise Oken. Very quickly away, she's on for a chase to finish, and oh, she's off on the feet.